5 a.m. We're tracking breaking news out of Denver. That's where police are looking for a killer. Someone was shot overnight at 27th and Larimer Street. We have Daryl Orr on scene.
And Daryl, do police have any thoughts about who they're looking for?
Not at this time, they don't. They have no suspect information. About 1:30 this morning, right here at 27th and Larimer, police responded to this location for shots fired. When they got on scene, they found two people shot, one deceased, other person in critical condition. That person has been transported to a hospital, and his update on his condition right now, we understand, is severe. Now, we were just talking to a couple witnesses that were out here at about 1:30 this morning, and they believe a fight had started right here at the Cold Crush bar. Right here on the corner of 27th and Larimer. So we're trying to verify this information through Denver police this morning. As of right now, 27th is closed between Lawrence and Larimer. So if you're headed out this way, you're just going to have to kind of go around a block to avoid this area right now. The police are saying that this crime scene is going to be active for quite some time out here. And with this traffic being shut down in this area, this road here.
And a horrific crash along a major interstate in Vermont has left 5 high school students dead. Police say the driver of a stolen truck was going the wrong way down the highway when he crashed into a car. Inside that car, those 5 teenagers. Their car burst into flames. An officer arrived on scene to try and extinguish the fire. As that was happening,
Government had taken this action earlier, the recent destruction wouldn't have happened.
No one wants a repeat of the violence and loss of life. The question is whether a state of emergency is the most effective response. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera.
The city of Palm Springs, California held a vigil to remember 2 fallen police officers killed in the line of duty this weekend. In a final salute and show of respect, fellow officers escorted the bodies of 63-year-old Jose Vega and 27-year-old Leslie Zarebny from the hospital to the morgue. Their families joined the procession, community members lined the streets, and firefighters saluted from overpasses.
This unbearable loss is a loss to all of us in law enforcement and really all of us in this community. An attack on peace officers doing their job is an attack on all of us. Simple as that.
The 2 officers were killed Saturday when they were called to a domestic disturbance. The suspect, 26-year-old John Felix, was taken into custody Sunday morning after a 12-hour standoff. Police said Felix was wearing body armor and carrying several rounds of ammunition when he was taken into custody. He is now facing murder charges and could possibly face the death penalty if convicted.
The man they tried to catch has fled, but the aftermath of the raid to get Jabr al-Bakr lingers. A window in the apartment shows the scars of the police efforts. In this building, several hundred grams of high explosives were found. The knowledge that an alleged Syrian terror suspect has been living amongst them has shocked local people.
Fear that this is happening in the immediate vicinity, especially since I've seen him often standing on his balcony from our flat when he was smoking, always leaning back so he can't be seen. The blinds always drawn, windows covered in blankets, but you don't think anything of it.
But the authorities clearly thought enough of it to authorize an armed raid and then a nationwide manhunt when they failed to get him. They do not know if he is armed or carrying some of the explosives from Chemnitz.
He
could be in the area still or already somewhere else. We are prepared for any eventualities. Our colleagues in other German states are alerted and will support us.
Officers are now questioning the man who rented the apartment involved in this incident. They believe he may have been an accomplice in a plot to commit violent acts in this country. Like Jabr al-Bakr, he also came here from Syria. In a further development, police raided an apartment in the Yorkgebiet suburb of Chemnitz on Sunday, making a further arrest. This is the 3rd terror-related incident to strike Germany this year. What makes this incident so much worse is that the suspected perpetrator is still at large and is considered to be very dangerous. Dominic Kane, Al Jazeera, Chemnitz.
Ali Hussen's kidneys are failing and he will likely die without proper medical care. Doctors in the besieged Damascus suburb of Madaya are appealing for help.
Ali is one of 25 people who is suffering from kidney failure here, and they need treatment. We can't help them. They must go to Damascus or any hospital. We don't have the medicine and equipment to save them.
Living under siege means permission is needed from the government to leave. There have been some medical evacuations, but it's a struggle. Madaya has been sealed off from the outside world for more than a year. 2 weeks ago, the Syrian government allowed aid in for the first time in 5 months, but aid agencies say they need unrestricted access.
People here complain that winter is coming, they don't have clothes, they don't have firewood, they don't have wood to cook, they're actually burning carpets.
Madaya is just one of 18 besieged areas listed by the UN.
It is almost the middle of October and the UN says it has still not received approval for this month's aid distribution plan. The UN needs the approval of the Syrian government to reach besieged areas, and the organization says it is failing an increasing number of Syrian civilians.
More than 250,000 of them are in the rebel-held east of Aleppo.
A total number of 861,000 Syrians are now besieged, meaning full military encirclement, no humanitarian supplies going in, and no freedom of civilians to go in or out.
Besieging opposition territories has been a war tactic, forcing fighters to leave to help ease the suffering of residents. But the Damascus suburb of Daraya was not only emptied of armed men, but the population too.
The regime's strategy is to change the demography in Damascus and its countryside. They force people to leave to Idlib and northern areas close to the Turkish border.
The people of eastern Aleppo now fear the same. The targeting of hospitals, water stations, and the siege itself is aimed at making life so unbearable for those trapped, they eventually have no choice but to surrender. Zana Khuder, Al Jazeera, Gaziantep.